You literally could have taken any kid off the corner. But you chose me. Why?
These fools of the streets acting like they got something to prove. They only want to hustle for the money and the flash. But not you. You're special.
Welcome to Atlanta. You got everything you could ever want. Culture, style, and of course, music. But if you look deeper, there's a whole other side you've never seen before. Welcome to my world. I've been working the streets since I was 11. I gave people jobs when there were no jobs. I swapped cash for crypto and redefined the hustle. I choose my crew wisely. Scatter, that's my mentor.
I know you miss your favorite student. You miss kicking your ass.
Georgia, she's my inspiration.
You can be whatever you want to be.
And Eddie, that's my soul.
Everything is moving smooth like butter. Pretty real genius.
We've been operating under the radar. All of that's about to change. Call an ambulance and take it to the hospital.
You know, there's a difference between being down and being pushed down.
This new crew, they have cartel connections. And they're coming after everything we have and everyone we love.
What's the play here?
One last score so big that we will never have to look over our shoulder again. But we have to go to the source.
If we do this, there's no going back.
Never was.
I know who you are, priest. You have no business. That's unacceptable.
I promise I'm gonna take care of you. You stick to the plan.
What plan? We black men, there ain't nowhere safe.
Come on, let's take a drive.
I've got to say to everybody that this is the Superfly movie that's about to come out. And I'm urging everybody not to support this movie simply because it's a negative depiction of Black men, Black women. It's just a biopic throwback to the 70s. At a time when Black people in Hollywood had to play these roles to get their foot in the door. Roles that were demeaning, demonstrative, the old stereotypes that Black men are angry, that Black men are pimps, hustlers. Don't know about all of you out there, but I'm sick and tired of looking at movies that depict Black people in this light. There's nothing redeeming about it, you see, because one is supposed to elevate themselves to another level. We're supposed to vibrate to a higher level in purpose in the year 2018, 21st century. But every time we want to get out of this stereotype, this step and fetch it type movies, somehow we keep bringing ourselves right back into it. Now, you would think that these Black actors in this movie depiction would be able to elevate themselves away from this sort of Superfly stuff. You would think that they would be able to elevate themselves to another level. But what you have here in the Superfly movie depiction is more and more and more stereotypical irrelevancy, I must say. Black men, once again, always playing in a movie in which we're under some sort of stress, some sort of hustle, some kind of way out of the ghetto. Has to be through money, has to be through drugs. Okay, that's why our asses can't elevate out of the third dimension into the fifth dimension, because we're trapped here in a hell that's designed for us. Okay, a hell we create a hell for ourselves, and our enemies create and reinforce the hell on us. Meanwhile, we remain down here in the damn third dimension, trapped by magnetic energy in these bodies that we occupy, okay? And thoughts are things. And when they create a thought to depict black men as pimps, hustlers, and black women as whores, lusting for sex, all these are the good old stereotypes that have shaped people's ideology as to how they see black people in America. And this is an ideology that is not, for the most part, working for us black people. I'm just going to be honest with you. We've got to get away from these stereotypes. This sort of nonsense, as you see depicted in this movie here. We've got to get away from it because it's not working for us. It's not working for us. We got to wake up. We got to get away from these disastrous depictions. Remember, black folks, we got to...
Let this be a lesson that black folks need to be codified. We got to stop cleaning, love dancing, bootlicking, and cornbread.
That's right. We got to stop buck dancing, bootlicking for the cornbread. And this is another depiction of black actors and actresses that are pushing this. Now you have, from what I understand, Future is the producer or director of this movie. This is a man who does not, from what I understand, does not use drugs, but in all of his music, he's pushing the drug culture. And in this movie, he's continuing to push the drug culture. I would say to us all, if you're a high vibrating black person and woman, black man and woman, and you're on a different level, don't go see this movie. Don't allow yourself to operate off of low vibrations. This movie will give you low vibrations. It will not inspire you to anything that elevates you above where you are. It will simply keep you in the damn dirt of the. So I would say don't see this movie. It seems like nothing has changed in Hollywood. They're still depicting us in these demonstrative ways. They're still depicting black men as only using drugs as a way alternative to get out of a certain lifestyle. It glorifies the pimp life, glorifies the sex and drugs. It's Superfly, okay? What can I say? Now let me go into a article that should open up one's mind. And let me see here. Now, let me just scroll down here and let you see what I've got to show you. Now, okay, for those too young to remember the original Superfly starring Ron O'Neal as the Harlem coke dealer trying to get out of the life before losing his life, okay? Directed by Gordon Parks. Now, Gordon Parks was a Renaissance man. In 1972, the film was one of the era's more compelling biopic flicks, okay? Thanks to Curtis Mayfield, the Funky as Hell soundtrack. And that soundtrack was funky as hell. Even if the glorification of pushers was problematic in the music, okay? And the movie, while the music has an age better than the rest of the movie, someone must have thought that there was enough currency to once again come out with the garbage again, reinforcing this stereotype to a whole nother generation, the millennial generation. You see, as James Baldwin say, if you don't understand the past, history, you won't understand what's happening all around you today. See, this is nothing new. This kind of depiction has been played about black men, black community for years and years in a memorial. Okay, it continues and continues and continues to tumble down the wonder weed, as I would say. Now, this movie was depicted in the first one was depicted in New York. This one takes you to the gritty Black Lives Matter Atlanta, where the smooth as silk coke dealer named Priest is surrounded on all sides by jealous rivals and turf disputes played by Terrell Jackson, American crime gone gushing, sporting a long black leather coat and a slightly Morris Day hairdo, okay? and talking in a raspy type of voice of Cuba Gooding Jr. Priest may not be a paragon virtual. He's not a man that's virtuous, okay? But he's a coke dealer after all. But he's several notches more moral than his competitors. Like so many gangster movies, the film revolves around our heroes gone off one last score before he can retire from the game. That's how it was in the original Superfly movie. You know, let me get one more score before we retire from the game. That's exactly what's been going on. A lot of game is being played on us, black people. A lot of nonsense has been played on us. And we've got to get away from this type of game, black folks. My kind of folks, okay? It's just not working for us. This is Information Man, and I hope the broadcast is waking up one's mind because this is just not smart depiction. We're getting into movies that are regurgitating the same stuff that we thought that we've elevated ourselves from.
Information is power.
You better believe information is power. Okay? Now, let me go right back now. So, as I said before, he's got the Morris Day type of hairdo. He's a hero, depicted as a hero because he's going to do one more deal before he gets out of the lifestyle. Now, you know that the reality is when you live this kind of lifestyle, there's only two places for you, the graveyard and the penitentiary. Usually 9 out of 10 times, you're going to go to the penitentiary or you're going to the graveyard. Either one, it's happening, okay? Now, the Director X, the new Superfly, gun, violence, gritty, and girls smashing, snatching, half-naked playthings, it unlikely to cover appearance in the same sense as Time's Up movement. You know, that's another thing we have to look at is that how are our women depicted in these movies? And once again, you've got black women depicted as just playthings in this movie. You've got black men cutting deals. And this is going to appeal to some folks in our community who operate off a low vibration because it's got the rappers in it, you see. And we seem to be excited over these entertainers. We seem to let these entertainers lead us in the dark, lead us down the wrong path of nowhere. And all they want to sell us is their next book, their next movie, their next damn show that they're playing at, their next album, their next CD. I feel that we need to elevate ourselves above this nonsense. There's nothing redeeming about the Superfly movie. Now, I remember as a child seeing Superfly in the movie theaters, St. Francis movie theaters, when I was a kid. You know, it was very powerful to me at that time, but I was too young to understand what I was actually watching. I was too young to understand the stereotypical realities and complexities of the Superfly genre. But today, in the 21st century, we need to elevate from that. And I think that these actors in this movie could have done better by just doing what? Refusing to play the role. But it tells me one thing's for sure, that a Negro can always be brought for the right price. If you give people the right amount of money, they'll do anything that they want you to do. They'll buck dance, they'll, pop their behind, get on stage, wiggle, whatever you want them to do, they'll do it if the price is right. You know, I used to watch that show, Price is Right, and it seems that's what's going on today. If the price is right, I, as a black person, will be playing the role. Okay, master, what do you want me to do, master? You want me to buck dance, master? You want me to tap dance, master? You want me to eat watermelon, master, and spit the seeds out, master? What do you want me to do, master? These Negroes in these movies are nothing but high-paid slaves. Most of them don't have knowledge of self. Well, let me say some of them don't have knowledge of self. But the fact that they did this movie and they were willing to push something, I just think right now as a race of people, black people, my people, melanated people, we just need to elevate ourselves to something that's more constructive to our mind. This is nothing more than poison to take us right on back to back to telling us what black men are. And what you see in this movie in the clips, this is not what we are as black men. We're better than this. And we better wake up to that fact, to that reality. We are better than this. This movie does not work. It does not depict us and who we are and our glory. With that said, I am the Information Man, and I'd like to say thank you for your participation. Thank you. I'm going to elevate myself right out of this. Thank you, and have a good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are. Thank you. This is Information Man.